This week, we're converting a storage shed into an art studio for a very creative homeowner.
Got you! That never happened!
I've been helping homeowners improve their home for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help. Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. This house and the cute little shed behind it belong to Linda Johansson.
I grew up in Mobile, Alabama, and could not wait to go have adventures all over the world, so I started working for Delta Airlines. And after 9/11, the airlines had to cut back, so I was able to take an early retirement package and was ready to move, and I just fell in love with Fairhope. I can walk to the art galleries, I can walk to shopping, I can walk to restaurants, and this neighborhood just said home. So I bought this house and then started totally redoing the inside. And now lately, my backyard and my screen porch have become my haven. My shed is something I've wanted to do for 10 or 15 years. My house is small and I have no place to do any of my painting or arts and crafts projects where I can get messy. So I'm so excited that we're going to be able to do this. Come on in.
All right.
To my cozy little studio.
Well, they told me that you were going to clean it out a little bit. You really did clean it out.
I did as much as I could so that y'all could get right at it.
Well, the size space this is, I could see it working for a little artist area or a storage room, but I'm not sure it's going to be both.
No, well, 8x10 rug, that's pretty big. 8x10 shed, pretty small.
I know it's small, but I have all kinds of ideas and dreams.
And an artist
yes,
nook,
because
maybe?
I want to get back to painting.
Okay.
I took some art lessons, but then I never felt comfortable painting my house because I didn't want to make a mess. If I have a little acrylic paint that I spill somewhere, I'll just consider that character, where in my house it would be an old big whoops. My easel is a tabletop easel.
Okay.
So some kind of countertop where I can set up the easel.
Okay.
And then I want to get into different arts and crafts, maybe jewelry making. But this way I could spread out my stuff, and when I wasn't finished, I could walk away and leave it, and it won't be a mess for anybody.
Good idea.
So
Well, one of the first things I noticed is, of course, you got two doors, which means you basically have a hallway going down the middle of it. Could you possibly do without that door? Because this wall space is really valuable with all the windows and doors you have in here.
well, that's a point. I had not thought of that. It would give us a whole lot more space.
Well,
wouldn't
and
it?
a little more security, not having the door
that's
on
true,
the
yeah.
street side.
That's true. That's
What
true.
have you been storing in here before that maybe you want to find another place for?
If I could get my yard gardening tools out
yeah.
of here because they're dirty,
Yeah,
nasty, messy.
true.
So out here on this side, I have some space that I thought we could put some kind of a shelf or a potting bench or
Yeah, I was going
something.
to say a little potting bench with maybe the tools hanging. There's a little bit of a wall section here.
But one of the things is, as you can see, it gets kind of warm in here.
Pretty warm in here.
So I was thinking if there was any way to get one of those little air conditioners.
So there's no electricity out here at all right now.
Right, that's
Okay.
another issue.
Okay.
But I think access is right there on the corner
Okay.
of the house, so it'd be very close.
Well, we'll take a look at it, because that's certainly not a very far trench for Chelsea to dig.
And of course, then I would need some outlets with some light
yes,
so I can see.
Just trying to think what color Linda might want to paint stuff in here.
that's right.
Hot
Well,
pink?
No, I've got a couple samples to show you.
Okay. I'm helping Linda narrow down her paint colors for her new shed. You never know where your inspiration is going to come from for your next project.
It's actually a custom match that they did of this color that's in a pillow on my porch.
I don't know about pulling a paint color from a pillow. Maybe she should sleep on it. Get it? See what I did there?
All right, let's get this thing going. What I'm going to do is take the door out.
Okay.
Go ahead and stud that up, see if we can get all of this framed
Stud
in.
it up.
I brought a jackhammer,
Oof.
and I'm hoping that is not a problem. You know how those things are. They can be 5 minutes or 5 hours. I'm going for the 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not going to help you with that.
I understand.
I'm going to work with Linda and get the cabinets prepped for paint because
Good.
we picked out a fun color.
Got a fun color.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bet it's fun.
It's fun.
So many times when you're deconstructing, you're having to be careful to save everything.
Right.
But other times, you can just go at it.
Let it rip.
That's right. Freestyle.
Uh-oh.
When tools become rusted, most people either stop using them or they toss them out. And you almost never need to do that because some of the best tools are old tools. So you can save them and remove that rust using just some white vinegar. About 24 hours ago, I took this plastic bin, put in a bunch of rusted tools, then filled it with white vinegar. In fact, you can see a lot of that rust has already come off. You can see that sediment has come off, and I haven't even touched them yet. They've just been soaking. Now, I usually recommend leaving them in the vinegar for about 48 hours, but here, after just 24 hours, get a small wire brush and start scrubbing the rust off. Doesn't really take much effort. You see how easily it comes off. Here's a pair of wire snips. Look how badly rusted that is. And just, look at that, almost like brand new. Now, once you get all the rust off, you want to dry it really well. That's important. Then spray it with a little lubricant, and you won't have to worry about rust.
Simple Solutions is brought to you by Typebond, the pro's advantage.
Coming up, my sympathetic daughter.
Should I take you to the ambulance?
Linda's little neighborhood is beautiful. But at the moment, her she shed studio is looking a little rough as we remove the siding from the street side.
How do you like your view?
I love a room with a view. Look at all the natural light.
I think we were just supposed to take the door away.
Oh.
Are we doing an addition?
No, that's another show.
Let's get this one out.
I had issues at the beginning trying to wrap my head around losing the door because I would be losing the light, I'd be losing the ventilation, but it was the perfect idea to do that.
Well, Dad, now that the door is out of the way, we have to get rid of this ramp.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a ramp to nowhere, so normally when you have a set of stairs, or in this case a ramp, rarely is it poured the same time as the concrete slab there.
Right.
Usually there's a joint there. Of course, since there's no line there, I'll have to score it with a saw, and that hopefully will allow it to break away very nice and clean.
I love that Linda wants to reuse these kitchen cabinets. I did the exact same thing in my garage. I think we're kindred spirits here.
I don't like to waste anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess because my mother was raised in Depression era on a farm, they never threw anything out. So when I started doing some remodeling in my house, I had these really good cabinets and I was not going to put them on the street. And I knew even way back then that I wanted to make a she shed studio.
So let's see. I removed the door, removed all the siding.
Yeah.
I jackhammered a slab.
Yeah.
And all I could see that you guys have done is sand 3 cabinets.
First of all, it was a tiny slab. Second of all, we were letting the project breathe so it could evolve.
Oh. When we arrive to start work on day 2, so does the rain. So I'm trying to figure out the best location for the air conditioner. It's not very big, but we don't want it on that side because it'll be visible.
No.
We don't want it on that side because it'll be visible. Same thing here. So I'm looking at this side, and if you're going to be sitting here creating these wonderful masterpieces, you don't want it blowing in your face.
Right.
So we're back to the only wall we can.
This seems to be the only one.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut all of this out and get that going. Our electrician will be here any time so we can get the wiring done.
Excellent.
Jeremy, I hope it stops raining because I know you got a little bit of outside work. Now, I looked in the breaker box, saw there were a couple breakers available there. I assume you're going to want to bring it over underground?
Yeah, that'll work fine.
Okay, all right, and then inside, we don't have a lot of power going in here. We've got a light overhead and a switch probably going here. air conditioner, so an outlet there.
Are there any cabinets we need to look out for?
Yeah, if we tuck that outlet right under there, then we're above the cabinet height and the backsplash height.
We'll just put a GFI outlet here and protect everything past
good.
that. So
Okay.
that way she'll be good to go on that.
You know, rain always complicates things when we're
Yes.
trying to do projects like this.
Yes.
At least we have a little bit of work to do inside
Yeah, a little bit of work inside the little bitty shed.
with lots of people. When the rain slows down, we get started covering that wall we opened up. I hadn't hung 15-pound builder's felt in years. I thought it was
Yeah.
obsolete.
Me neither.
We're using old-fashioned builder's felt here because we need to match the rest of the shed's interior. Ow, ow. I didn't really hit it.
I'm not falling for it, Dad.
That's the problem with the crying wolf joke.
Yeah.
That when you do get hurt, then everybody ignores
Yep.
you, and you lay there and you die.
Well, that went south real fast.
As soon as the felt is finished, we start hanging the lap siding. Ow! Dang, on the whole wall, put my hand on and I'm bleeding.
Oh boy. I'm surprised that you actually are hurt because usually you're pretending to be hurt.
It hit a nerve.
You're getting on my nerves. That was just one little tiny drop
Pretty
of blood.
severe. I think I still have nerve damage. Look at it. It's hurting me so bad.
Should I take you to the ambulance?
Wow, this is a great shelf, isn't it, Dan?
I love it.
So I tell you what, if you are like my household, having good storage in your workshop or your basement is a premium. Now, this is the Husky industrial strength shelf, right, Dan?
Yes, it is. It is a very strong, durable shelf. Powder coated,
Love it.
very, very strong. These individual shelves, we have 3 put together on this unit. It comes with 4. Will handle up to 2,500 pounds each.
That is phenomenal. That's over a ton of material or tools on each shelf. Now, like you say, it is powder coated, so it's not going to rust, so you know that it's going to last a long time. It was very easy to put together, didn't require any tools because it just locks into place. And like Dan said, we only put 3 of the 4 shelves in place, and it took us what?
Just under 15 minutes.
So you can have a great shelf up in no time that's going to store all your heavy-duty stuff.
This Best New Product segment is brought to you by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
After the break, Linda's vision takes shape.
Wow.
Converting Linda's shed into an art studio is going to require some color. And finally, the weather is letting us paint.
Even though I loved the color in the sample, I wasn't sure what it was going to look like on a large piece of furniture. Wow.
Is it blue enough?
That is beautiful. It's perfect. It's just enough green, it's just enough blue. It is going to be so pretty in there.
Nice little pop of color for sure. Before we get everything wet with paint, let's lay out these cabinets to make sure we know exactly where everything's going to go.
There's a lot of combinations when you have old cabinets like this and a lot of opinions, so I'm not going to say
You're gonna
anything
see
and let
your way
y'all figure
out?
this out.
Oh,
Right.
but please, we'd like your opinions.
So how did I get trapped in the storage building talking about design like that? That's your gig.
Yet you didn't see your way out, did you?
I almost crawled out the window.
I have another one of those. Would they fit on either side? Would this fit here? Or is there a way to make that work? Or is it going to get... I was trying to figure out how to get every piece of cabinetry and shelving back in. And while I was coming up with all of these suggestions of maybe we could put it here, maybe we could cut it off and put it there, Chelsea made this brilliant statement: just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it all. Let's use what works.
I think she'll really appreciate having a lot more floor space and not feeling crowded when she's working in here.
There's a handyman named Brandon who has been helping me with projects around the yard and in the house. And I told Danny that if he had any particular jobs that Brandon would be available.
Okay, I've got just the right job for this guy. We want to spray the shed's interior with a light coat of paint to brighten it up while keeping the rustic feel. Then it can dry overnight. In the morning, our priority is installing the air conditioner that Linda picked out at the Home Depot.
If you're going to air condition the space, you got to know how much space are you dealing with? How much do you want to cool down? Air conditioning units are designed to cool a certain amount. Roughly a 6,000 BTU air conditioner will handle 150 square feet.
I'm having a moment with this light fixture because it's the perfect little pop of jewelry for this she shed. It's just in a cool shape that I think Linda will maybe get some inspiration from.
And let there be light. Ta-da! Seeing the wall cabinet go up started really bringing it to life. That's when the room really started showing its personality and its possibilities.
A lot of times at this point in the project, homeowners go, if I'd have known it was this easy, I would have done it myself. Do you feel that yet? I think she could do a lot more around here than we're letting her.
Okay, so right here.
Wait a minute, she's done this before.
All
Wait a
right,
minute.
I'm ready to do it myself
Wait
the
a
next
minute.
time.
It's easy though, isn't it? Isn't that
Yes.
crazy? It's just a few screws that hold the cabinets in place.
I've never used any kind of a power saw. And so when I saw her out there, I thought, that looks like fun.
So you get it lined up, and we want to cut on this side of the line so that we keep our full 36 inches. Okay, so it's lined up. So you see hand stays over here. You pull the trigger, get used to the feel of it, and then you slowly lower it down to cut it.
Okay.
I love how excited Linda is to use power tools. Yay! Kindred spirits.
Those pieces are going over the plywood edges, and once they're in place, we can apply a coat of stain to the floor. While it's drying, I'm gonna get with Linda and see exactly what we're gonna do with the potting bench.
I can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
I think probably 5 foot. That'll be long enough for you?
I think I could work with
Because when
5
I
feet.
looked at it before, it kind of looks good symmetrically. You know, I'm hung up on being symmetrical. So we'll build the bench there freestanding so that you have plenty of room underneath.
Perfect.
Oh! And I got you.
No, that's my joke.
Ah! Got you. You don't like it when the shoe's on the other foot, do ya?
Not a bit.
Yes! Yes! That never happens.
But it turned out to be pretty funny.
I can work a lot longer now. That gave me some life.
From the outside, Linda's little shed was attractive enough, but on the inside, it wasn't reaching its potential or meeting her need for a space to create. The second door added light and ventilation when it was open, but it made the space more of a hallway than a workspace. Now, this little shed is as cute inside as outside. The door is gone, making space for the brightly colored recycled cabinets and a new countertop for Linda's projects. And the air conditioner keeps the space cool, whatever the weather. We kept the rustic feel, but brightened the space by coating the studs and underlayment with white paint. Outside, we made room for Linda's garden projects with a potting bench and space to store her garden tools. And we did it all for less than $750 in materials.
This is beyond my expectations. Every little detail draws me in. It makes me want to come in and sit and spend some time. I had this concept and I couldn't get any concrete vision of what I wanted. I knew Chelsea would be able to pick those images from my brain and assemble something that would not only work and function like I wanted, but would look cute and trendy and chic and fun, and is that and more. It surpasses any expectations I ever had. It's perfect.
Now, this was a fairly simple project and one that Linda has wanted to do for a long, long time, but it might have been just a little too big for her comfort level. That's what we do each week, and it's so cool to be able to help homeowners knock a few things off their to-do list. I hope we've been able to share with you a few things you can use on your storage building you may have in your backyard. I'm Danny Lipford. Thanks so much for joining Chelsea and me right here on today's Homeowner.
Hey, I'm a wolf. I know all about crying wolf.
That's a howling wolf. A sad little baby owl. Well, that's a seal.
Look at yours. Ew, mine pretty. Look, mine's bigger and cleaner.
Who works the most?
That's rust. That's from lack of use.